With the Islamic Republic of Iran on the verge of collapse, the Iran we've known, a radical extremist ideological regime hell-bent on Israel's destruction through direct and proxy warfare via terrorist groups, may soon be no more. And while the collapse of Iran's terror regime may be welcomed across the Middle East by many Arab nations, it doesn't mean the threat of radical Islamic extremism has disappeared. Remember, when one extremist power falls, another often rises to take its place. And for Israel and regional stability, that emerging threat is Turkey. At one point, Turkey and Israel were close allies, but since Turkey's president, Tayyip Erdogan, rose to power in 2003, he has transformed what was once a largely secular state into one that is steadily accelerating down a path of Islamist radicalization. This transformation into an anti-Israel radical Islamist state comes directly from President Erdogan himself and the importance he places on the Palestinian cause. Erdogan has long sought to restore Turkish influence in the region and beyond, and by taking up this cause, many believe this is his way of achieving legitimacy and high standing within the Muslim world, thus giving Turkey larger authority and power. Turkey has also maintained strong ties with Hamas and the Muslim Brotherhood, and since 2006 has provided refuge for Hamas terrorists and support for their terror activities. Erdogan has positioned himself as ideologically aligned with their worldview, using jihadist Islam as a vehicle for political Islam while seeking to expand Turkish influence across the region. We see this in Syria, where Turkey successfully achieved a coup, ousting former Syrian President Bashar al-Assad's regime and replacing him with Islamic terrorist Ahmed al-Sharaa, who is loyal to the Turkish state in exchange for military assistance within Syria. Erdogan has consistently portrayed Israel as a moral and political enemy of the state, and even openly prayed for Israel's destruction in March 2025. Since October 7, 2023, he has cut all formal trade with Israel, all diplomatic relations, closed airspace to Israeli planes, and joined South Africa's farcical case of genocide at the International Court of Justice. He's also made it a priority to abuse Turkey's position in NATO in order to veto any Israeli cooperation within the alliance, freezing joint exercises, meetings, and emergency preparedness initiatives. Turkey's military, one of the largest in the Middle East with more than 425,000 personnel across its branches, continues to grow in strength. And just like Ayatollah Khomeini in Iran, Erdogan has created a nation firmly under his grip. There is no press freedom, the military is loyal to the presidential palace alone, and anyone opposing the president and his radical Islamic ideology risks being jailed. The warning signs are there, and the West must take these threats seriously. Canada's news media must recognize and showcase to Canadians that the threat landscape is changing in the Middle East. Iran may be weakening, but another regional power is rising, and it is doing so with Islamist ideology, military strength, and anti-Israel propaganda.
Teröre karşı mücadelelerinde Türkiye'nin daima yanlarında olduğunu ve olacağını Sayın Şara'ya bir kez daha ifade ettim.